Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Logan Hancock.
And I'm Kara Berg. Thanks for joining us.
President-elect Donald Trump and Vice President-elect Mike Pence were in Indianapolis today. It's all to announce the new deal reached with the heating and air conditioner manufacturer Carrier. NewsLink Indiana's Colton Letourneau is live in the newsroom with more.
Good evening. The announcement came on Tuesday that Carrier had agreed with Donald Trump's team to keep jobs in Indianapolis. Both Trump and Pence were in Indianapolis today to make the deal official. Trump and Pence toured the facility that is now pledging to keep about thousands of jobs in its employees. The company had originally planned to move 1,700 jobs to Mexico over the next 3 years. Officials say tax breaks, reportedly as much as $7 billion, played a factor in the decision to stay put. Trump also had the announcement for other companies.
I just want to let all of the other companies know that we're going to do great things for business. There's no reason for them to leave anymore because your taxes are going to be at the very, very low end and your unnecessary regulations are going to be gone. We need regulations for safety and environment and things, but most of the regulations are nonsense.
Carrier will forfeit some $65 million a year in savings to move. The move was supposed to generate. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Colton Letourneau, NewsLink Indiana.
Thank you, Colton. The first candidate-driven statewide recount of a presidential election in 16 years starts today in Wisconsin. The recount comes after Green Party presidential candidate Jill Stein requested it. Almost no one expects the recount to result in a Clinton victory, but county election officials across Wisconsin are still preparing to retabulate nearly 3 million ballots. A recount began Friday in Michigan, and Stein is petitioning for a recount in Pennsylvania as well.
A federal appellate court heard arguments today about whether the 1964 Civil Rights Act covers workplace discrimination against LGBT employees. More than 2 years after a lesbian woman sued Ivy Tech Community College, lawyers for the college are still saying it does not apply. But Judge Richard Posner said courts can sometimes broaden a law's scope and that it may be time to broaden this landmark law to include LGBT rights.
And the verdict is in. The weather seems like it's going to be pretty chilly this weekend.
Yeah, it might be a frigid, chilly night for holiday lights and festivities tonight and this weekend in Muncie. What can you tell us about that, Lindsay?
So it definitely is going to be pretty cold this weekend, and actually only a couple degrees different from what we're seeing now. It is 39 degrees and pretty cloudy like we've seen all day. Winds are coming out of the west-southwest at 10 miles per hour, and because of those gusty winds, it does feel like 32 outside right now, and our dew point is at 30. What we will be talking about coming up, we'll be talking about the heavy clouds that we're seeing, the cool down that's going to be happening toward the end of next week, and also the chance of snow that you can expect to see at the end of this weekend. And that will all be coming up in my full forecast next.
The weather may be a little chilly, but Muncie is still lighting up downtown for the holiday season and is highlighting small businesses in hopes that it helps them gain more customers. Aaliyah English has more on the story.
Inside this tent, a wide variety of items like Doodles by Craig are all being sold by Muncie business owners. While the lights are shining outside, downtown Muncie is shining light on local businesses here inside the Makers Market.
The 14th annual Light Up Downtown event is a kickoff to the holiday season.
Santa will be there to help us light up the Christmas tree.
While these lights shine in downtown, the Makers Market spotlights local businesses.
Close to 50 vendors this year.
Chandra Danner of Kitty Knit Designs is one of these business owners and will be selling her sewn, crocheted, and knit products.
Really enjoy talking with people, meeting new people, seeing old friends that I haven't seen for a long time, so I really enjoy that part of the market.
Light Up Downtown event director Cheryl Crowder says the Makers Market is a complement to the event and highlights the Muncie community.
I mean, every dollar that's spent locally really goes back into this economy. The people that own businesses downtown or in the Makers Market or whatever, they live here, they shop here, they spend their money again here. So that's a good way to support the local economy.
While these lights brighten up downtown, Sandra Danner hopes her crafts do the same for the people throughout the Muncie community.
Everybody's in a good mood. They're ready for Christmas to be here. Thanksgiving is over with. Now let's get this show on the road. So everyone is happy and they're eager to buy things, and I'm eager to sell them things.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas here in downtown Muncie. While Light Up Downtown ignites the beginning to the holiday season, local business owners are looking to spark up some new business. Live in Muncie, Aaliyah English, NewsLink, Indiana.
For more information on the items and local businesses featured at the Makers Market, visit the Makers Market group on Facebook.
Small businesses aren't the only ones trying to get into the holiday spirit. Allie Edmonds is downtown live to show us how Muncie kicks off the holiday season.
Three, two, one. Light the tree. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. The tidings we bring to you at your tomb. Good tidings we bring. With the cup of good cheer, we wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
The events will be taking place until 8 o'clock this evening.
We'll have an update on the 11 people held hostage in a bank this morning in Jacksonville, Florida.
And find out which state's crime rate is at an all-time high when we come back.
Oh!
Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
So I've come up with a family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. A suspect has been taken into custody for holding 11 people hostage at a credit union in Jacksonville, Florida. The hostages were rescued by a SWAT team members after being held for about 2 hours. Jacksonville Sheriff Mike Williams says the SWAT team was looking for an opportunity to storm the bank. The opportunity came when two people who had been hiding in the back ran, trying to escape, and distracted the gunman. The SWAT team rushed into the credit union and put themselves between the suspect and the hostages.
It's a fantastic job by the patrol officers at the scene. Fantastic job by the SWAT team. And you know, those guys work and train hard every single day for days like today, and it paid off today. We were able not only to resolve it, but resolve it peacefully, through some really professional expertise, again, to be able to make the right decision at the right time and be able to execute that, and again, take this individual into custody and rescue the hostages.
The Jacksonville Sheriff's Department says none of the hostages were shot.
Chicago reached its highest death toll for the month of November in almost a quarter century. The city recorded 77 homicides during the month, which is more than twice as many in the same month in 2015. So far in 2016, the city, the third largest in the nation, has recorded a total of 701 homicides. The number of killings has increased by about 58% since last year, according to police department data. The increase comes as the city and police department try to bring the number of murders down with initiatives targeting high crime areas and a plan to add 970 new police positions.
Family members of an Avon man that was fatally shot by a sheriff's deputy in his backyard say that he suffered from schizophrenia. Police reports say that the 29-year-old Bradley King charged at the sheriff's deputy with a knife. King's aunt, Sheila Robinson, said that King was having a mental episode.
Indiana State University has placed its Sigma Chi fraternity on conduct probation until May of 2018. The decision comes after the accidental drowning of an 18-year-old freshman at a fraternity event back in October. The sanctions ban the fraternity from holding any social events until the fall 2017 semester. If the fraternity violates any policies during this time, it could end up being kicked off campus.
Ball State is looking for ways to make campus more bicycle-friendly. NewsLink Indiana's Caitlin Lang takes a look at what bicyclists could expect.
Rundle Erstenberger Associates have been hired to create a bicycle plan. And associate David Leggett says there are some patterns that will need to be addressed.
We heard a lot of people biking on the street and they either weren't comfortable or there wasn't enough space for them to do that. And then also people were biking on the sidewalk, and there's a lot of conflicts with pedestrians, especially on campus along McKinley.
At last night's meeting, students and faculty alike indicated on maps conflict areas for bicyclists. McKinley Avenue was filled with tiny red dots. In the 2000s, the same firm redesigned McKinley, adding medians to make the strip safer for pedestrians and cars. The new area, however, didn't include any areas for bicyclists, which many bikers find a problem.
I don't know if you've ever tried to go up McKinley Street on a bike when there's a bunch of people walking. I mean, it's nearly impossible to try to get through the people.
Leggett said one possible solution would be to paint bike lanes on McKinley. Another solution would be to add a bicycle path in the area west of Neuer and Woodworth Complex, which would hopefully remove some bike traffic from the main strip.
Definitely have some low-hanging fruit, some easier projects to implement. So some of those may be simple bike lanes, just paint on the road, which may be much easier than having to completely tear something out and reconstruct it. So the time frame for each project could really vary between potentially a few years and maybe 5 to 10 years out.
Right now, however, the firm has not committed to any one potential solution. In Muncie, Caitlin Lang, NewsLink, Indiana.
The firm plans to present their final recommendations sometime in 2017.
The cold air is settling in and snow may be on the way. We'll tell you more in our full weather forecast.
And later in the show, big news is coming out of Bloomington about Indiana University's football program. We'll tell you more in sports.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back. We're going to take you back live in downtown Muncie, where they welcome the Christmas season for a tree lighting. NewsLink Indiana's Allie Edmonds is live with more. Allie?
Live downtown in Muncie, where not too long ago the Christmas tree was officially lit and the holiday season has officially begun. And here I have the Director of Special Events, Cheryl Crowder, who's going to tell us just a little bit about the Christmas tree lighting ceremony. Now, you've been working with downtown Muncie for the last 15 years, you said. What can you tell us about the planning that goes into this event?
Well, it's something that starts as soon as this year's over with. We start thinking about next year and lining people up to come back and join us again. We had a variety of people. AEP is a sponsor of this event, so it is powered by AEP, and so we really appreciate them. Muncie Parks Department, we've got people out here ice carving and on an iron anvil. The Makers Market is down. All of the galleries and eateries and restaurants and all of that have just, it's where we kick off the Christmas season. So planning starts today for next year.
All right, so why would you encourage families to come out, just period?
Well, you've been down here, you can see. It's just a really wonderful environment, a great way to share the heart of your city. We say that downtown is a neighborhood for everyone, and this really is one of those events where everybody comes together. It doesn't matter which side of the tracks or the river or anything else you live on, what your socioeconomic place is.
Yeah.
Everybody belongs here, and there's a great feeling of that, I think.
All right, well, that's it for me here, live downtown in Muncie. Allie Edmonds, NewsLink, Indiana.
It's the 1st of December, and the warm weather seems to be officially past us.
Yes, most definitely. What can you tell us about that, Lindsay?
So the cool temperatures are definitely coming in. It was pretty cold out today. I definitely had my winter coat on. Right now we're sitting at 39 degrees, still pretty cloudy like we saw all day. The winds are coming out of the west-southwest at 10 miles per hour, so some gusty winds, and it only feels like 32 right now and a dew point of 30. Moving on to our almanac, as you can see, there was only a 3-degree difference today between our low and our high, so it didn't really warm up very much. So that's definitely very different from what we've seen in the past with the record of 70 in 1970 and then also the low of 4 in 1886. Moving on into where we are around the state, as you can see, most everywhere is pretty much in your upper 30s, with it 39 in Muncie, 37 in Indianapolis, and 38 in Bloomington. Moving on into tonight, we have a low of 33. The clouds are still staying around and winds are coming out of the west at 7 to 9 miles per hour. Moving on to look at our forecast tomorrow. It is a little warmer at 42, but still those clouds are staying. Winds coming out of the west at 11 miles per hour. Moving on to our precision cast, as you can see, the clouds are staying tonight and also through tomorrow. It is going to open up a little bit between Friday night and Saturday morning. Saturday will be a little sunny, but those clouds are going to start coming back in on Sunday. Moving on into our weekend forecast, 41 both days, but a little chance of evening rain, even turning into some snow on Sunday night. Looking into our 7-day forecast, as you can see, 42 on Friday, also 41 both on Saturday and Sunday, 44 on Monday, warming up to 47 on Tuesday, and then 42 Wednesday, and dropping down to 30 on Thursday. So as you can see, you guys, it is definitely some cold weather that we're seeing lately.
Thank you, Lindsay. And one Ball State team is sprinting to the start of their season.
And another team is finishing up this part of their season all the way in Miami of Ohio tonight. More on sports right after this.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Hello and welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Tyler Walker. This weekend, Ball State Track and Field begins their season in Fort Wayne at the Mastodon Opener. Last year, the Cardinals won the competition and look to start the season on the same high note Saturday.
Head coach Brian Edelman has high expectations for the team this weekend and throughout the season. Ball State will be ranked compared to both the entire field as well as scored against each individual team at the opener. Edelman expects his team to win the overall competition as well as at least 5 out of the 17 individual events they will be competing in to build confidence for the rest of the season.
We've got a really young team, so a lot of them are going to be putting on a uniform for the first time. And I know that's super exciting for them, so and just embracing the excitement and the opportunity has been the general theme. I think we all have a pretty good idea of how well we're going to do. There's not really a lot of surprises the way we coach. We feel pretty good about stuff, so I know it'll go well. It's just a matter of them really enjoying it and embracing it and using that as kind of the catalyst for the rest of the year.
Yeah. After the Mastodon Opener, Ball State will not compete for over a month. Some players like the time to train by themselves and some do not. Though, like sprinter sophomore Peyton Stewart, all know they need to stay focused during the break.
Being that the meet is so far from this one coming up, I mean, it could be difficult, but you have to stay in shape, stay working out, and just stay motivated, and just keep thinking about your goals, and that'll keep you going.
Regan Lewis is a sophomore high jumper. Lewis sees the first meet of the season as an opportunity to push herself as the team takes on Butler, Xavier, IPUI, Oakland, Northern Kentucky, and hosts IPFW. Along with competing, the first meet is a chance for the team to get closer.
I don't know, right now I feel like we're a little bit kind of separated, so I think the first meet will really bring us all together because it'll be the first time that we all get to compete together, so then we'll get a feel for everyone, so I think it'll be good for us.
Last year, as a freshman, Lewis finished 3rd at MAC Outdoors and looks to continue that success this year, starting on Saturday.
After this weekend, the next time the track and field team competes will be at Western Michigan on January 7th. Indiana University head football coach Kevin Wilson was fired earlier today after 6 seasons with the Hoosiers. IU athletic director Fred Glass said today at a press conference that the firing had to do with philosophical differences, not on-field performance. The Hoosiers announced tonight that Tom Allen will take over as head coach on a permanent basis. Allen is a Newcastle native who previously served at as IU's defense coordinator. Both Ball State men's and women's swimming teams will be competing in invitationals this weekend. The women's competition starts today at the Miami Invitational, which will also be the site of the MAC Championship meet. Last year, the women's team placed 5th out of 6 teams. This year, the field has grown to 9 different schools. Coach Christy Patterson says the team is stronger this year than last year and is excited for the competition. The men's team is traveling further to Eastern Michigan. The hosts for the men's team are the defending MAC champions and expect to be the biggest competition. Ashland University, Tiffin University, and Wayne State University will also be in attendance.
Sounds like an action-packed weekend of sports. Muncie is giving the community a way to stay warm and look at beautiful outdoor Christmas lights.
And we'll also have a final look at weather when we come back.
Hey,
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet a few who are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Corey Craig with your entertainment news. Meridian Health Service is hosting their 4th annual Holidays at Gresham starting Friday night. It is Muncie's first and only drive-through light display, and it gets bigger every year.
Christmas is all about children and lights and different things, and so our Gresham Center is dedicated to children and families, so we thought what better way to celebrate Christmas to have maybe a drive-through light exhibit.
This is the Gresham Center's 4th lighting that keeps accumulating more displays each year. To set up such a display, preparation takes a lot more time than you would imagine.
We've spent 450 man-hours this year putting it up, so in about 3 weeks. There's tens of thousands of lights. I don't know how many displays. There's probably 50 or 60 displays, I would think.
Gresham likes to keep the displays fresh by adding new attractions each year to give families more reasons to keep coming back.
There's so many neat ones, but each year we keep adding. Last year we added a really neat Christmas tree, and the year before that we had a ice skating rink.
This year's new attraction can be seen on Sunday nights, and it is one that could account for bringing in its own unique crowd, all by itself.
The other one that's really neat this year that's new is our live nativity scene. So we actually have real people and real animals here on Sunday nights.
Gresham's is expecting thousands of visitors once again this year, with traffic likely backing up on busy days. But the wait is well worth the time to see a one-of-a-kind light display in Muncie's own backyard.
If you got kids, definitely bring them. I mean, it's a memory they'll have. It's like something that you just don't see around here anywhere.
You can attend the drive-thru starting Friday, and the event will go on every Friday through Sunday, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. until December 18th. You can find all the dates and times online at meridianhs.org. That's all for NewsLink Entertainment. Back to you at the desk.
So, Lindsay, we're still looking forward to maybe seeing that first snow. Do you have anything about that?
So our first chance that we might be seeing would be on Sunday. There's actually evening showers that could change over into snow, and then also next Thursday there is a 60% chance of snow that we might be seeing.
All right, well that's all for tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 p.m. right here on Cardinal Vision.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.